Well, we have the PDP's National Vice Chairman, South-South, Emmanuel Ogidi, to discuss the post-election crisis in the party as well as its future as Nigeria's main opposition party, considering the very impressive performance of the Labour Party in the general election. Mr. Emmanuel Ogidi, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you, Timmy, and how are you guys?
Well, we are very fine, thank you. Now, it seems the PDP paid a really heavy price for its insistence on keeping Iyorchia Ayu as its national chairman in defiance of the G5 governor's wishes. Now, after losing the presidential election and performing poorly in other elections, Iyorchia Ayu is out. So what lessons would you say your party, the PDP, has learned, that will help it going forward into future elections and even make it stronger as an opposition party in Nigeria?
Well, we've learned a lot. It's unfortunate that some of these things are happening today, if you ask me. I've been in this political arena for a long time now, and it's rather unfortunate that it's happening. I ventured into politics in the 70s, precisely 79, during the Second Republic as a young man. And it was not like this. The way we were trained that the party is supreme. And whatever the party says was a guiding, was like a doctrine then. But today it's not so. Many of us don't know what we call party discipline and party loyalty. Many of us are practicing our own personal loyalty. That's what brought us to this. So unfortunate, and that is also telling me now that I can't fit into the present-day politics, because how can you play at a party and you come to the pages of newspaper and on TV and tell the whole world that you are doing at a party? It's unheard of. So whoever is doing that and is getting away today will pay the price tomorrow. So for what is happening in the party right now, well, rather unfortunate. If somebody had told me that we're going to go through what we're going through today, I wouldn't have believed it. Recall that in my other interviews, I kept saying that these governors will come back, they have nowhere to go to. They still have nowhere to go, they're in the party. But it's unfortunate that this same party that they say they are in, instead of helping us clean it out, we are going to the press. I'm handicapped myself talking to Nigerians today. This is not the party politics I know. Party is not run on social media or on television. Party is run at our various offices. So it's unfortunate. But I believe that in our next, I believe that by the time we have our next meeting, some of these matters will be resolved. It's very painful. Because here we are. We are sure of winning the court case by the grace of God. We have got our facts ready. We have submitted. And some of our members today, they are doing what they are doing. It's so unfortunate. Well, with regards to what has happened in Benue State, it's rather so unfortunate. Because recall that even though it's not in our constitution, we have said that the governors are leaders of the parties in the various states. And some of the governors failed in their states. Instead of being sober, taking responsibility, we are not doing that. Rather, we are shifting blame to others. Once you ridicule the national chairman, you are ridiculing the whole party. That's what we were taught. And people are laughing.
Yeah.
It pains me today to see people, elders of the party, running down the chairman of the party. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well, I hope that after this time, we'll learn from what has happened. I'm used to party discipline, but there's so much indiscipline that I'm worried. How are we going to handle the party tomorrow? But the indiscipline of yesterday and today is troublesome. It's nothing we should rejoice about. Look at the chances. I believe that the court will give us judgment by the grace of God. And instead of us to remain calm, some of us are running around, giving the opposition a leverage. Initially, when we said we were going to court, they panicked. But because of this in-house, unfortunate, I don't know how to describe it.
Crisis?
I'm lost for words today.
Can I go ahead and jump in there, Emmanuel Ogidi? It's good to have you in the studio.
Go ahead.
You
can see I'm pain. You can see I'm pain.
We can see your demeanor is significantly different from the last time we had you on the show. We remember that you were quite joyful and adamant about the fact that the PDP wasn't experiencing any semblance of crisis, and the fact that they would be able to scale through. Some might call the removal of Iyorchia Ayu political medicine after death. But I do want to move forward and discuss the newly announced acting national chairman, Ilia Damagum. Amidst these circumstances under which he has assumed office, what personal advice would you have for him? And also, how do you see him faring? Will he be the individual that can start to bring back some of these pieces of the PDP to something that doesn't resemble a crisis?
Well, I believe in his capability. He was an ambassador. Don't forget, at one time, too, he also acted when Iyorchia wasn't around. So he's going to do well. And for the case of Iyorchia, I know that he's going to go to court because it's unfortunate what has also happened in Benue State. And this is not the time for this. This is not the time for this. This is the time that we should be prayerful. This is the time we should look at the big picture. And my candid advice is that the NWC members, you have a whole lot in your plate right now. From time, I know it was not going to be a walk in the park. But I didn't see this one coming. I thought a week to the election will have dropped all those things we're doing. But unfortunately, some persons who we thought were also part of institution just dropped. The other day I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, you see how people were decamping. The camping was on both sides. This was not what I learned in politics. To me, yes, I'm very happy for your profession. Please maintain your profession because quacks will still also invade your profession. We are too many quacks now in the party politics. You don't celebrate when you lose. You don't beat your chest when you lose. When you lose, you're not supposed to come to the front door. So to see some prominent people today happy is unfortunate.
Now, Mr. Ogidi.
I'm pained.
Mr. Ogidi, it's very obvious that you are pained, but when you talk about these prominent people, we'll recall that they also warned publicly several times that if their grievances are not addressed, that the party will lose. In fact, they went as far as saying they will help the party to lose. And it seemed like, the party called their bluff. So shouldn't the party also be looking inwards? No. Apart from, saying that some people worked against the party, but shouldn't the party also be looking inwards? The fact that it could not reconcile all its members, the fact that it could not bring about the inclusivity and representation, that some group of people were asking for. Shouldn't the party examine itself and see what went wrong so that it can come out stronger?
What is party? We're all party. All of us put together is party. And once we are finished with a convention or a congress, drop your personal interest. But what we saw was people promoting their personal interest. That's why we are where we are. That's not being party man. That's been selfish. That's been personal. See, we have passed through this for a long time now. I don't want to go. Let's not go into it. Because when you start when you keep talking of zoning, this zoning, and so on, I just look at. Other than I look at it, I'm looking at what is going on. Those who have won. Oh, we want to be this, we want to be that. I recall when I was party chairman in Delta State. I was chairman 2005, 2008. After the election, I called all the honorable members. We sat. Because this was party. And we decided who was going to be speaker, who was going to be deputy, who was going to be this. It's all about party. What are you seeing today? Individuals are running haywire, asking for this. If I don't get it, I'm going to do this. You're boasting. It was never so before. That's why we're having this kind of issue. Some people, look, you see, I expect our governors to also be magnanimous. The party has been magnanimous to them. The party has made them what they are. They didn't come from outside to be governors or House of Assembly or no. Everybody came through the party. And even when they came in, others were also not happy at that time. Did they go to the streets? That's what I mean by we're annoyed. Party is everybody inclusive. So there's nothing special. It's party is everybody. We should come home and do it. It's not on TV, not on the basis of newspaper. No. That's being disloyal to the party. We are so disloyal. Disloyalty should not be tolerated, but it's unfortunate that today we now have to start looking at persons or discussing persons. It's very unfortunate.
Right.
Leaders should behave like leaders. Elders should behave like elders. Elders shouldn't talk like children. Children should not even insult the elders. That's why I'm very conscious of what I'm saying. I'm very careful. I want to choose my words. We should be civil sometimes.
Very well said.
So when I see...
Very well said. Allow me to interrupt just for the purposes of time so that we can run through all of these questions we have for this extremely important discussion. All right, so what is to become of the PDP right now, once favored bride, so to speak, in terms of opposition parties?
But I can tell you this. The party will come out stronger. I'm very sure of it. It will come out stronger.
Well,
we've gone through crisis before now. We'll definitely come out stronger. I believe so much in it.
Okay.
We'll come out stronger.
Well, with the PDP...
I know, yes, we will definitely come out stronger.
A few months back, you referred to Atiku Abubakar as a unifier of the party and an individual who was mature enough to do so. What role now will he be playing in putting the pieces of the party together now that the presidential elections are lost? Whether or not he will have an active role, and also what is to become politically speaking for Iyorchia Ayu? These two members.
For Iyorchia Ayu, he has to go to court.
Right, of course he will go to court.
The lower court, the higher court.
Past that, in
terms
of how it fares for him politically.
You see, this is the distraction for us now, because our eyes are on the ball. We've gone to the tribunal. We want to fix this. So this, to me, is a distraction. Of course, it's going to distract him. He's not the leader of the party. So it's affecting him. There's no doubt about that. But something you now have to choose between the cases that are before us and with the rejoice of some persons. Why are you rejoicing, for God's sake? How? An election that was stolen from our mandate, that was stolen, INEC connive, was stolen. We're trying to retrieve it, and you're distracting us. What is going on? If they were poor, people would have said they would have taken bribe. But they are not poor. So what is going on? I expect them at this stage to calm down. Let's win this battle. And we can come, that's why it is called party. It's not you come to the table and we put everything on the table. So, like I said, Ayu will definitely get his own judgment in the court and come back. Our candidate is focused right now on winning at the tribunal. So, let those who are rejoicing now over the setback, please calm down. Let's come home. Those who have been suspended or whatever it is, suspension is just suspension. All these things can be addressed.
Okay, so let me ask you. I'd like to ask you a two-in-one question. Now, before the court ruling, Dr. Ayu was suspended by a ward chapter of the PDP in Benue State. They said for alleged anti-party activities, they're accusing him and his allies of working against the party's interest during the governorship election. Now, will that be investigated by the PDP at the national level? That's the first part of the question. Now, I know that the National Working Committee also referred Governor Samuel Otom to the disciplinary committee.
Sitting here, I don't need a prophet to tell me that Dr. Ayu did not work against the party.
In Benue State.
He represents the party. He cannot work against the party. We all know what is going on.
Now, to the second part of my question.
It's one of those things that we do.
Okay, to the second part of my question, we know that the National Working Committee of the PDP has referred Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State to its disciplinary committee also for alleged anti-party activities. But a statement from its chief press secretary says this is in contempt of a subsistent court order restraining the PDP from carrying out disciplinary action against him. So how will the party reconcile these two positions?
Let me tell you this. I feel, I don't feel comfortable discussing this on TV, but let me tell you this. There should be party discipline, and we're going to deal with it at the party level. We're not going to court the way you are taking it. We should try to subject ourselves to party discipline. We should try to, that somebody is invited to a committee. Because they call it the prayer committee, doesn't mean to say that you're going to be killed there. No. Go there, whatever is there is so on. If I were the one, I would subject myself. But from what you can see, I'm sure it was a response of the Benue governor being sent to it. That's why you saw what happened about Ayu at the world level. So it's all power play. Power play, and it's unfortunate that we're doing power play when we have a big picture to look after or a big picture to address. I don't want to make that kind of comment on TV because I don't believe that the party PDP should be run on TV. We should not run it on TV, we should run it in-house. So I believe we're going to run it in-house and we're going to get it right. I recall when Sheriff Matter came in, we tried to deal with it in-house, but when the matter went to court, we had to address it in court. So the party is structured to manage its crisis, and we're going to get out of it. And we're going to come out smiling, I believe so. Even when you don't want to respect the party, you'll be compelled to respect the party. That's the truth. Because you can't do anything outside the party. You have to do it for the party. But you see, I was embarrassed when I saw Governor Mai saying that Ayu worked for, that Ayu's behavior made the APC win and so on. And people were laughing. To me, it's an embarrassment. I didn't smile. Because I believe in party discipline. I believe PDP won that election. And I believe that PDP is going to get back its mandate. Therefore, I'm not happy with the distraction now. We should stop this distraction. I'm not a child in this party. So those of us who call ourselves big men or whatever you call ourselves, We should swallow our pride and let's run this party. I still want to be on board this matter. Let's forget personal issue. Remember what you were, and remember what the party has done for you. It was not the individual that did it for you, it was the party that did it for you. So why are we discussing persons? I know we are discussing how you now because the chairman of the party. But let us take party discipline serious. Let us maintain decorum. I end it. I'm not a child in this game. I've been involved since 1979. I've ended it. So I'm pleading with all of us to drop our personal interests, personal ego, whatever you want to call it. Let's come back and focus and then get back our mandate. And then we can deal with ourselves as a party. We should stop all these things we're doing. We should not rejoice. Why are you dancing? For what?
Well, for your time this afternoon and for joining us for this interview, we certainly hope that the parties involved are listening and heeding your advice. Chief Emmanuel Ogidi, former PDP National Vice Chairman, South-South, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.